In today's world, being openly gay is no longer seen as a shameful act, but back in the 1960s and 70s, it was far more than just a taboo. It was often outright banned in many places. Despite the societal stigma, many Hollywood actors kept their true identities hidden from the public eye. Some managed to live quiet, private lives without attracting too much attention, while others struggled under the relentless scrutiny of the media. Gene Kelly. Gene Kelly, the legendary dancer and actor famous for Singing in the Rain, embodied the perfect all-American male star. He kept his personal life extremely private, never addressing rumors about his sexuality. Despite Hollywood's awareness of his close friendships with male colleagues, Kelly's public persona remained staunchly heterosexual until his death. Alec Macaulay. British actor Alec Macaulay, known for his work in Travels with My Aunt, led a private life. While it was no secret within the theater community that he was gay, Macaulay never openly discussed his sexuality with the public. Ben Piaza. Ben Piaza, recognized for his supporting roles in the Blues Brothers and the Bad News Bears, lived quietly about his sexuality. Although he never officially came out, it was well known in Hollywood circles that he was gay. Piaza passed away in 1991 from AIDS-related complications. Charles Nelson Reilly. Charles Nelson Reilly, beloved for his flamboyant personality on shows like The Match Game and his character roles on television, never openly acknowledged his sexuality. Though his over-the-top style was a hint to many, Reilly remained tight-lipped about his personal life until his passing in 2007. His work was pioneering for LGBTQ+ visibility in entertainment. Dennis Price. Dennis Price, known for his role in Kind Hearts and Coronets, struggled with his sexuality throughout his career. His career was promising at first, but began to fade due to his personal struggles. Price died in 1973 at 58, with many speculating that his hidden battles played a role in his untimely passing. Graham Chapman. Graham Chapman, a founding member of Monty Python, spent much of his life privately as a gay man. He came out publicly in the 1970s, becoming one of the first major entertainers to do so. His decision was groundbreaking and left a legacy of humor and courage in the entertainment world. Harris Glenn Milstead Divine. Harris Glenn Milstead, better known as Divine, was a drag icon and cult film star, celebrated for roles in Pink Flamingos and Hairspray. While Divine's outrageous on-screen persona was beloved by fans, Milstead's private life was far more discreet. Divine passed away in 1988, but his influence on drag culture and LGBTQ+ representation continues to resonate.
John D.
John D., known for roles in Rope and Gun Crazy, kept his sexuality a secret throughout his career. Though his relationships with men were known to close friends, he chose never to discuss his sexuality in public. D passed away in 1971 from a heart attack, with his personal life remaining hidden throughout his career. John Inman. John Inman became iconic for his portrayal of the flamboyant Mr. Humphries in the British sitcom Are You Being Served? While his portrayal helped raise LGBTQ+ visibility, Inman kept his own sexuality private for much of his career. His character remains a cultural landmark in the representation of LGBTQ+ people in media. Jonathan Fred. Jonathan Fred, famous for his role as Barnabas Collins in Dark Shadows, never publicly addressed his sexuality. While his relationships with men were known to close friends, Fred chose to keep his personal life private, a decision shared by many actors of his generation working in the public spotlight. Maurice Evans. Maurice Evans, known for his Shakespearean roles and appearances in Planet of the Apes, kept his personal life private, though his sexuality was an open secret within theater circles. Evans passed away in 1989, remembered for his vast contributions to both British and American theater. Michael Jeter. Emmy-winning actor Michael Jeter, best known for roles in Evening Shade and The Green Mile, came out as gay later in life. For most of his career, Jeter kept his personal relationships private. His openness about his sexuality later in life left a lasting impact, and he passed away in 2003 from complications related to an epileptic seizure. Richard Deacon. Richard Deacon, best known for his role as Mel on The Dick Van Dyke Show, spent most of his career as a closeted gay man. While his sexuality was known within Hollywood, he never publicly acknowledged it. Deacon passed away in 1984, leaving behind a successful television career and a legacy of personal sacrifice to maintain his privacy. Sir Michael Redgrave. Sir Michael Redgrave, the esteemed British actor and father to a famous acting family, led much of his life as a closeted bisexual. Redgrave never publicly came out, instead maintaining a traditional family image. His complex personal life was revealed in biographies after his death in 1985, with his children later acknowledging the struggles he faced. Tommy Kirk. Tommy Kirk, one of Disney's most beloved child stars from films like Old Yeller and the Shaggy Dog, had his career abruptly cut short after rumors about his homosexuality surfaced. Disney terminated his contract in the early 1960s. Kirk passed away in 2021, remembered more for his roles in family films than the struggles he faced in hiding his true identity. Jim Nabors. Jim Nabors, famous for playing Gomer Pyle on The Andy Griffith Show, kept his sexuality private throughout much of his career. Though rumors circulated, Nabors remained quiet, fearing it could damage his career. In 2013, after same-sex marriage became legal, Nabors married his longtime partner, Stan Cadwallader, revealing his truth. Tab Hunter. Tab Hunter, the heartthrob of the 1950s, was the embodiment of the all-American boy adored by female fans. However, behind the scenes, Hunter was hiding his homosexuality. It wasn't until the release of his autobiography, Tab Hunter Confidential, in 2005 that he publicly came out, sharing his truth after retiring from Hollywood. Anthony Perkins. Anthony Perkins, best known for his chilling portrayal of Norman Bates in Psycho, privately struggled with his sexuality throughout his life. Although Perkins married photographer Barry Berenson and had 2 children, he also had romantic relationships with men that he kept hidden. His full hidden life only became known after his death in 1992, when complications from AIDS were revealed. Robert Reed. Robert Reed, best known as the lovable patriarch Mike Brady on The Brady Bunch, kept his homosexuality a secret throughout his career, even from his co-stars. It was only after his death, from AIDS-related complications, that the truth about his sexuality came to light. Though his friends and colleagues knew of his struggles, Reed's decision to hide his true self impacted both his career and his public image. Richard Chamberlain. Richard Chamberlain, a leading man in Dr. Kildare and the Thorn Birds, was adored by fans, but he spent decades concealing his sexuality. Fearing the damage it might cause to his career, Chamberlain maintained a public image as a heterosexual heartthrob. His later honesty sparked important conversations about the difficulties actors face in maintaining public personas in Hollywood. George Takei. George Takei, beloved for his role as Sulu on Star Trek, kept his sexuality hidden for much of his career due to the societal pressures he faced growing up in a conservative Japanese-American household. Since coming out, Takei has become a vocal advocate for LGBTQ+ rights and married his long-term partner, Brad Alman, in 2008. His journey towards self-acceptance has continued to inspire many. Sherman Hemley. Sherman Hemley, best known as George Jefferson on The Jeffersons, led a quiet personal life, never publicly addressing his sexuality. It wasn't until after his death in 2012 that it was revealed Hemley had been in a long-term relationship with a male partner. Despite his larger-than-life on-screen persona, Hemley chose to keep his true identity private, a reflection of the unique challenges faced by Black actors in Hollywood. Victor Buono. Victor Buono, famous for his villainous roles, including his portrayal in Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, led a life of quiet discretion off-screen. His flamboyant on-screen roles contrasted with his reserved personal life, a common practice for many actors of his time who feared the repercussions of revealing their sexuality. Sal Mano. Sal Mano, known for his role in Rebel Without a Cause, faced the harsh reality of being gay in Hollywood. His career was on the upswing before he was tragically murdered in 1976, leaving behind a secret life and an untimely death. His passing left many to wonder what could have been if he had been able to live openly. Paul Winfield. Paul Winfield, the Oscar-nominated star of Sounder and The Terminator, kept his personal life hidden for most of his career. Winfield's decision to keep his sexuality private mirrored the struggles many Black actors faced in Hollywood, particularly those who were both gay and minorities. Dak Rambo. Dak Rambo, a TV star known for his roles in Dallas and Another World, kept his sexuality a secret for much of his career. It wasn't until 1991, after Rambo was diagnosed with HIV, that he publicly came out as gay. Rambo became an advocate for HIV/AIDS awareness before his death in 1994, helping bring attention to the struggles faced by many LGBTQ+ individuals during the AIDS crisis. Howard E. Rollins Jr. Howard E. Rollins Jr., recognized for his roles in the Heat of the Night and A Soldier's Story, struggled with keeping his sexuality hidden throughout his career. He passed away in 1996 from complications related to lymphoma, leaving behind a legacy of talent overshadowed by the personal struggles he kept secret. Leslie Jordan. Leslie Jordan, beloved for his comedic roles in Will and Grace and The Cool Kids, never publicly discussed his sexuality early in his career. However, in his personal life, he was openly gay. Jordan's flamboyant on-screen persona helped him become a beloved figure in the LGBTQ+ community. His journey from hiding his identity to fully embracing it reflects the changing attitudes toward LGBTQ+ representation in Hollywood. John Baran. John Baran, famous for playing Captain Jack Harkness in Doctor Who and Torchwood, lived as a closeted gay man during the early years of his career, fearing it would hurt his chances in the industry. Baran's journey from secrecy to full self-acceptance is a testament to Hollywood's evolving attitudes, where more actors are embracing their identities with pride. J. Davidson. J. Davidson, best known for his Oscar-nominated role in The Crying Game, was intensely private about his personal life. His brief time in the spotlight was marked by intense media attention, much of which focused on his gender presentation and sexuality. Despite his success in Hollywood, Davidson chose to remain out of the public eye, focusing on his craft over his personal life. These 30 iconic actors and performers all lived with a hidden truth, concealing their sexuality in a world that wasn't always accepting. From strict privacy to hiding behind fabricated public images, their journeys reflect the societal pressures that shaped Hollywood for generations. While some chose to reveal their true selves later in life, others kept their secrets until their death, leaving us to wonder how their careers and legacies might have been different if they had been able to live authentically. As Hollywood continues to evolve, it's important to reflect on how far we've come